It's time to go WFO.
Joe Costello, NHRA Tuesday, NHRA live from the Gatornationals, here with funny car winner Mike. Well, let me turn this around. 1 second, Mike. You just stand there. I'm going to adjust this thing this way. I mean, you've got nitro burnout, man. That's what it is, right? Victory burnout?
Brain dead, yeah.
Well,
I've never been a DJ before.
Well, maybe there's a little future in it for you. Since you're a crew chief and you're a driver, we'll throw some DJ in there too.
Might as well.
Right?
Sure.
Are you extra fried right now because of the extra responsibility of driving and crew chiefing and thinking about two different things at once?
Yeah, I actually am. I'm pretty mentally drained. It's been a long day. It got pretty warm today, and plus losing an hour of sleep last night didn't help anything either. But it's just such a relief now, for it to all be over. But, you're running on adrenaline. No matter if you're tired or not, you're just going. So, but just a huge relief, and I'm just really excited that it ended the way it did.
John Force Racing wins the first two races of the year. Great way to come out of the box. It seems like just a couple weeks ago we were talking about the big announcement that you were going to jump back into the car, and Ashley is obviously going to have a child, and we were talking, how long is it going to take you to win? Boom, 2 races in, here you are. Back in victory lane. Did you think it would happen this quickly?
Well, I felt that we'd have a chance as long as I could, do the job driving. We had a good car last year, so I knew, that I figured the car would be good enough to do it. It's just a matter if I could do it from the driver's seat. And fortunately, today I did a better job at that than I did in Pomona. So, but yeah, I am a little shocked, but then again, I just knew that we had everything it takes if we could all just do our jobs, that I felt pretty confident we could get it done.
We were speaking with a lot of drivers. We spoke with Hagan a bunch this weekend just because coming up for the number 1 qualifier, interviews and whatnot, he was fastest at the session. We had these great weather conditions. And he kept saying, yeah, Neff, if we can get by Neff, zippy, 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 zippy. He kept saying it because I think that everyone's got their eye on you. They know you're in a good car. They know you know what you're doing, know how to drive, and know how to tune these things. And sure enough, who ends up here, even though Matt really took a lot of the spotlight in qualifying, here you are. So it was kind of a premonition that he had. Maybe he didn't even realize it, but he mentioned your name at least 5 times to me over the course of the weekend.
Oh, well, that makes me feel good. Matt's he's one of the toughest competitors out there. We barely got around him last year, so they are tough. And I'll tell you, the Cruz Pedregon really impressed me this weekend, too, the way that what he did. His car was fast, and obviously something didn't go right for him in the final because I really expected that to be a close race right there.
I kind of think what you're doing, and Cruz is in a similar boat, I think the fans like the older school idea. We had Don Garlitz and Darrell Gwynn racing each other, and Garlitz, back in the day, he was making all the decisions himself, turning the wrenches, making things happen. And now here we are, 2011, you're almost a throwback to that. You're making the decisions. You're turning the wrenches. You're making things happen, and then you jump in the car and you drive it. That is a throwback if I ever thought of one.
Yeah, it kind of is. There's a few guys that do it. Jim Head does it. Tim Wilkerson does it. And I believe Cruz is a big part of his tuning over there. So, but yeah, it is kind of neat. It's real good when you win, but it's also, there's a good chance that you're going to be the one that, blows it if you don't win. So it's kind of a, two-sided coin there.
But at least you shoulder all the responsibility and you make the decisions and you live with them. And it seemed to work pretty well for you today.
Yeah, it did. We really did have a good weekend here. And I'm just, I'm encouraged by that. It was important for us. Like I've said before, it was a disappointment when Ashley, wasn't going to drive. I'm happy for her. She's, going to be a mother, and that's way more important than this. But, everybody was, bummed out when they found out she wasn't going to drive, including myself. And we didn't even find this out until January. So, Cashel, the sponsors, nobody wanted to see Ashley not out here. So I almost felt, in a way, you're kind of, you're trying to replace somebody that you can't, So it was important, to me to do good and kind of make it worth Castrol and everybody's while that we do good. So that was extra important for me today.
It seems to me like you're the ultimate in this deal, the ultimate team player, because you came over to Force. You won a championship with Selzy. Come over to Force. You're going to drive. You drive. The economy basically turns down. You totally take it in stride. I'll go back to tuning the car. Tune the car, win a championship. Now you're driving again. Now you're back. And took it totally very smoothly, very even-keeled. Yeah, I'll drive, I won't drive, now you're back driving. I think that laid-back demeanor is probably part of your success. Take me through that period when you were in the car and then you were out of the car, now you're back in the car. Did you ever have, like, man, I really want to be driving, or are you just so happy to be at the track involved in racing one way or another that you're cool with it?
Well, I enjoyed the driving part, but tuning's what I've done, and that's what I want to do, and that's realistically what I'll, hopefully have a future at tuning. So I knew it was only a matter of time. I never expected to drive for that long when I started. For some reason, not. And then the economy, got bad. So, but I was almost kind of glad to go back to tuning because you don't want to sit out of it for too long. When I was driving, I wasn't tuning. So you don't want to. I didn't want to lose that many years from not tuning because you're not doing it. You're not keeping up as well, and a lot of times I didn't really know what Medlin was doing or what we were doing, so it was important to me. I wanted to get back in the tuning and make sure I stayed current and kept up and with everything that was going on, all the new stuff. So, I was excited to tune, but now I'll tell you, to be able to drive it and tune it that's really the coolest thing for me. For one, I have positive thoughts because I think the car is going down the track every run. Whether it does or not, I think it's going to. So I'm, everything's just real positive. I'm not up there, worried because it's hard when being a crew chief and watching somebody else tune it. You might be second guessing what they're doing. And so, you're up there sometimes thinking, man, I don't think it's going to make it, or I don't know what it's going to do. And you're just unsure. But whether I'm right or wrong, every time I go up here, I think that it's going to go down the track every run. So that's really helped me mentally with the driving part of it.
Well, you make your bed, you got to lay in it. And tonight, you are the winner. Congratulations,
Mike.
Mike.
Thank you very much.
Great effort. Go celebrate. Go see the guys. And great start of the season for John Force Racing.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Pleasure being on.
Oh, thank you so much. Mike Neff with us here on WFO Radio. Going to celebrate. Got the nice Wally here. He is happy and headed downstairs after a great Gatornationals.
WFO Radio is worldwide.